What kind of effect, and I'll fill in some of the blanks, do you think the amendment to reduce property taxes for those with homestead exemptions will have on education? According to the reports from the state, $5 billion will be the impact the first year it goes in.
Yeah, so first, it hasn't passed yet. It's going to be on the ballot in November. So anyone considering voting yes on that, I would say more money, more problems. So maybe you don't need the extra money. Look, even though it's not going to affect schools directly, libraries, rec centers, I have a friend who's running for city council, and he gave me some feedback that where are they going to cut? We're going to cut libraries, and we're going to cut rec centers. Where do we think our kids go after they leave school? You know, when I met kids, when I was a case manager, the #1 safe place we could go was a library. In fact, when we transitioned to K-8 models, the pitch of transitioning to a K-8 model is so you could collaborate with your local rec centers and libraries. So how's that promise going to work now? So my very first role here is the messaging to educate and inform voters before that November, that item's on the ballot, and let's have it not happen. I'm an optimistic guy, Al. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Douglas.
Thank you. I'm going to share your optimism. I hope it doesn't pass either. I see it's detrimental not just to our schools indirectly, but to our communities very directly. We have a lot of support in our community. We need to make sure that they're well paid and well funded. And our children will be affected indirectly by the closing of different or the lack of service in the community. I know about 5 years ago, we had full-time nurses in every school because the county commissioners voted the money to help pay for that. They supplemented that income for the school board. We don't have that anymore. We're back to our nurse being there for 2-3 hours skating, back maybe 2-3 days a week for a couple of hours. We have children who have needs that need to have a nurse there every day. And it's nice to have when someone falls and gets hurt, or even when a teacher gets sick, to have an adult there that can say, you know what, I think you need to go home. I think you need to go to the emergency room. It is important, and we need our supporting people in our community working in our schools as well. It's important to our children.
Ms. Peters.
Yes to everything everybody has already said. I want to point out a couple of important things that aren't being said, not by the people here, but school district taxes are exempt for now. So this is the camel sticking the nose under the fence. If it were to get approved, yes, we are going to suffer greatly. First responders, everything that everybody's already said. The more costs that they have to incur because of cut property taxes, that falls back on the school districts. So we're going to have to make some very, very concerning decisions at that point. We already don't have the money that we need. That's going to cause some serious problems. Number two, property taxes are at least transparent to voters. What that cost is going to eventually get passed back on to voters in the future when they see that this isn't working out. That's not going to be transparent, and we should really be concerned about where they're going to do that.